Last time we started our league season with a win, but then went and lost in the Caribou Cup. Today, we see if we are managing to hold our own in the Championship or whether we are going to get into a battle for relegation. Hello and welcome to episode 70 of To Be a Legend. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you two away games. First of all, in London at Queen's Park Rangers, and then we have a trip over the Severn Bridge to visit Cardiff City. And if you're a West Country fan, a Bristol City fan, Cardiff is a no-no when it comes to rivalry and all the rest of it, but we won't go into that right now. Just as so much to say that it's going to be a tough episode. All games in the Championship are tough games. Let's face it. Let's go and have a look and see how we've done since you were last with us. We've played two games. Both of those games. I say both those games were away. That's not true. Sunderland was away at the Stadium of Light. We lost 2-0. 2-0. Goals from Ballard and Pickering on 69 and 84. 0-0 at half time. Harry Pickering getting the second put us to bed. Didn't really have that particularly good game. The only person that really kept us in the game was Andrew Thomas. Nobody else played particularly well in that game at all. Played a 4-3-3, but played it with one defensive midfielder instead of two, and I'm not sure it's working. So we have gone back to a two defensive midfielder in the last game against Swansea, a 0-0 draw, which was a better result, to be fair. Admittedly, it was home. Another good game from Andrew Thomas, keeping us in the game, and their defence did extremely well to keep us at bay. But we just didn't have the impetus up front. I think that's what we seem to be lacking defensively. Not too bad, but we just seem to be lacking that little bit of ability to knock on the door. 9 shots, 6 on target, well over the 50%, 64% of the possession. So midfield doing their job. Just couldn't find a way through, basically. But a draw is a draw, which is quite good. Against Sunderland, our stats were, because they had 32 shots, 10. They were actually hammering away at us. 7 shots, 3 on target. Again, there or thereabouts 50%, but we didn't have the possession. Hence why we dropped back to two defensive midfielders in order to see whether we could cope with that. Queen's Park Rangers are first up today. They've not had a good start to the season. They are quite lowly at the moment. Let's have a look at the table to be sure. Cardiff, have we played them before? I don't think we have. Neither of these sides have we played before in this series, so they're both unknown quantities as far as that is concerned. Queen's Park Rangers down in 22nd place. Played 3. They've drawn 1 against Middlesbrough, but they've lost to Cardiff and to Norwich so far. It's just a couple of sides playing today, of course. So we will have played a game more than everybody else in theory. But we do need to start to score some goals because the goal difference is set at 0 at the moment. And that's not like us. We usually have a very positive goal difference and we're not. And that's probably what's doing us the harm. If we could score some goals, we'd probably be okay. But anyway, results today is what we need. So Sheffield United lead the pack. 100% record so far, along with Norwich. And then come Coventry, Middlesbrough, Reading, Brentford, Blackburn, Bristol City, who came up with us, of course, and ourselves in 9th place. So down in 9th, that's not bad. Of course, 6-3 go in the playoffs. Top 2 go up automatically. Queen's Park Rangers, Ipswich, and Sheffield Wednesday, currently the candidates for going down. Sheffield Wednesday, the only team yet to pick up a point as it stands. So I don't think there's too much else to tell you. We are heading towards 26th of August. We are heading to the end of the transfer window, so maybe there is a little bit to tell you about. We have brought in one player so far that you won't have seen, Joe Lewis. He is a defender, a central defender, can play defensive on the right as well. 3.5-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. He's 26 years old. He joins us from Stockport County. So he will be at home here at Edgeley Park. Played in League 2, League 1. Has played in the Championship for Swansea. And also the Premier League, though he didn't actually play for them. So it'll be interesting to see if he can step up today. He has been on trial with us for a while and has done quite well as a trialist. So we're hoping to do that. We have offers in for also Oliver Casey, who is a defensive, who is a central defender, but I think we're more likely to play him as a defensive midfielder in this system. And Kido Taylor-Hart, we've also trying to bring in permanently. Obviously can play across that attacking midfield, but can also play as a striker. And I think at the moment, as I say, we do need that little bit of impetus up front. If all those players come in, we will be a little bit overspent on the budget. So we're going to have to watch out what we do. Right. All said and done, that's brought you up to date with the transfer news. Let's have a look at the team then that will face Queen's Park Rangers for this one. And here is the team that faces Queen's Park Rangers in this thing. I always used to play at Loftus Road. I'm not sure where their ground is right now, but they, as I say, they've had a torrid start to the season, only managing to get that draw in the last game against Middlesbrough. Are they turning it around? Hopefully not today. So it's Thomas who continues in goal. He's in quite good form. That's put the mockers on it, hasn't it? Scanlon, who's still not in contract with us and won't get a contract as it currently stands, based on the fact that we haven't got any money to spend, basically. I think he could be on his way and we could save ourselves a few quid, because he's currently on £600 a week. It's not a lot. It's not going to bring us back into thingy, but anyway, Gamble and Joe Lewis making his debut for us in defence. Tomlinson out on the right. Our defensive midfielders, May and Odafin, who generally plays out on the right, but has been playing as a defensive midfielder last couple of games to make up numbers. It just depends whether we bring Casey in or not. Mundell leads the centre of midfield. Tilly is in on the left, and Moss makes his first start of the season out on the right. Fletcher is preferred up front because Fraser is definitely not doing it. He hasn't scored yet. He did have one disallowed in the last game, but he was offside, and Fletcher gets the nod up front. If he can score today, then he might get a regular start up front there. On the bench then, Gunter, Burrows, Sass Davis, Idrisi, Patterson, Dudizak and Fraser. And this is how the two sides face up. They are playing a 4-3-3 with one defensive midfielder. And we're playing in our away kit, our purple and green, lime green. First time we've seen this. Here's a confirmation of the table. They're down in 22nd. We're in 9th. And here's another look at the teams for you. And our first highlight, Thomas is going to take a goal kick. Just one thing I want to observe is, as I say, we are playing in our... and I was complaining about this, why it kept referring to our third kit, never our second kit. But we are playing in our second kit tonight. Good news. But the other thing to mention is that on the other screen that you haven't seen, it does actually say Loftus Road. I thought it was called some community stadium or other, but it's Loftus Road. It always was Loftus Road for me. Thomas then to Gamble. Gamble fires one long and gives the ball away, which is always a bit of a worry. 2-1 Why we do a long ball, I do not know. Play it out of defence is the way to do it. Tomlinson is out there for that. Lewis, Odofin, Moss getting his first start of the season. Mundell, who's been caught in the tackle, needs to be a bit quicker with that ball, but Fletcher is in. He's got the ball off him. Fletcher tries to have a shot, takes the deflection. Gunn gets the ball. Throwing on that far side. Kone crossed deep. And Williams is here, crosses it in. It's headed. It's gone wide. Free kick on that far side. It's cleared by Odofin. And Tilly steps in, wins the ball. He's got nobody there, though. Fletcher lurking around, but not to any avail. And they've pushed that out wide, which is really good. Trying to get back. It's on target, and I think... and half-time arrives. We've just had 2 shots, nothing on target. It continues. Our little problem that we have, 35% of the possession, 0.13 on the XG. They've had 8 shots. Luckily, only one of them has hit the target so far, 0.49 and 65% of the possession. I've got to have a look at this and see what we can do. And they have another free kick, and it's direct. Thomas gets there. It's gone out for a corner. Swings it in, but Thomas claims the ball. And with 65 minutes on the clock very nearly, we're making 2 changes. Joe Lewis not having a good debut, really. Billy Sass-Davis comes on for him. And James Tilley has come off. He's picked up a knock and also not having a good game. Fletcher's moved out to the left. And we've brought on Idrizi on... to start the attack, see if he can find a way through. And Odofin, I notice, has picked up a knock, which is bad news. And we're struggling now. Oh, it's come back off the crossbar and it's gone out for a corner. So as Hakeem Odofin has picked up an injury, we'll take him off a potential knee injury, which is a bit bad news. He's going to be out for a while. So Duddy Zach comes on for him. He's probably better as a box-to-box midfielder. We'll put him in that position. Just check. Or do we make Duddy Zach the Mazzala? No, we'll leave it like that. Right, so there we go then. That's what we are going to go with. That change due to because of enforced change. Ashley Fletcher still not doing particularly well out in there. I am tempted to take him off and bring on Harrison Burrows. Do we do that now while we're stopped? I think we possibly do. Let's bring on Harrison Burrows then. So 1 change left to do just in case. And we still have that corner from Queen's Park Rangers. It's swung in, it's cleared up field, but only as far as right. Amos shoots from and it's gone in. Straight through Thomas. Thomas mistake. And I did say at the start that he's been playing well. And there you go. He was headed clear by Gamble. Only as far as right. Right to Amos. Amos fired it through and Thomas really probably a little bit unsighted, but should have had that. And we have a highlight going on. I wasn't too sure whether it was going to continue or not. And Gamble cuts it out again to Sass-Davis. Back to Gamble. Gamble fires one forward, looking for Idris, but he's not there. Scanlon heads it down into the path of Amos, but Thomas is okay this time. Collects the ball. Rolls it out to Gamble. The highlight continues. Forward, looking for Idris. Burrows out on that wing, swings it in, looking for Idris. Idris has been fouled. Moss cross it for Mundell. Mundell way off target. And no more highlights. It's all over. And for the 3rd game in a row, we've not scored a goal. We've lost this one against Queen's Park Rangers. What can I say? We're just going from bad to worse, and I think relegation, a battle could be in our midst, which is a bit of a worry, and also likely that we've picked up an injury through a Dauphin as well. I'm not sure. 5 shots, 1 on target, 0.23, 39% of the possession. They had 18 shots, 7 on target, 1.01. I think probably Andrew Thomas, again, has saved our grace, even though he made a bit of a howler for the goal. Bristol City losing 2-0 in their game, and they are down with us. We've dropped to 13th off the back of that, and we've played a game more than everybody else. We could find ourselves down here very, very quickly. Queen's Park Rangers having jumped from 22nd all the way up to 9th, and it just shows you how quickly you can move up through the table. This is going to have to be a bit of a turnaround. We're going to have to find a way out of this, and I'm not sure right at the minute what it is. Well, one bit of good news is Dauphin has only picked up a bruised knee. It wasn't any worse than that. Probably just, well, we took him off when we did. 2 days he's going to be out, so he will be back maybe for the Cardiff game, I'm not sure. So we'll see on that one. Well, here is a screen that tells a very comprehensive story. It basically, we were just, I mean, Queen's Park Rangers were on us the whole time. We never ever got a look in. I'm thinking we perhaps change to the 4-2-3-1 again and just give that a whirl, because it just seems that we're not doing what we need to be doing here. And we need to find something that's going to turn this around very, very quickly. And so it is to the game against Cardiff for our next in the episode. We do desperately need a win. We've hit a really, really rough spot, haven't we? Not scored in 3. Let's see if we can break that hoodoo today. It's away to Cardiff at the Cardiff City Stadium. And this is the team that will face Cardiff in this Sky Bet Championship match. The team we're putting out, as you see, we've gone back to our 4-2-3-1. Hopefully we can get something from this. Thomas in goal, Linton, Williams, Gamble, Tomlinson in defence, Mundell and May in central midfield, with Tilley, Richards and Smith as our attacking midfield. Fraser continues up front. On the bench, Gunter, Burrows, Sass Davis, Omatoy, Griffiths, Duddy Zack and Fletcher. Just one thing to say is that if we don't do it today, not only will we be dropping down the table rapidly, we've really got to go back to the drawing board, I think, and have a look at what the best team is that fits this, or what the best system is that fits this team, should I say, because we're going downhill rather rapidly. And this is how the two teams look system-wise. 4-2-3-1 for Cardiff, but with 2 defensive midfielders. We're playing a 4-2-3-1 with conventional midfielders, and playing in our 3rd kit today. Cardiff in 10th. We are currently down in 13th. And confirmation of the 2 teams. And 10 minutes in, no highlight, but we've got an injury to Johnny Smith, a potential groin injury, which is not good news. So we make an unforced or a forced change. Smith going to come off, and I think we're going to bring Ashley Fletcher on that right-hand side. I'm not sure we've tried him out there, but we're going to try him out there today and see if he can do anything. What is he best at out there? Probably as a winger, actually, on attack. So we'll switch him to a winger and see how he gets on. Is Tilley better? Doesn't matter. Right, okay, we'll stick with that then. Let's hope we can do something. And Cardiff have the first highlight, a corner. Ramsey with the corner. Gamble heads it on, but only to Morapedi. And it's crossed in, just wide from Lazetic. Tilley, and out to Linton. Linton gave that ball away, really had no control on that ball at all. Mundell's there, but nobody in support, and we've not won the ball. And Morpedi is out here. It's crossed it in, and Lazetic has put the ball away on 27 minutes, and we go a goal down. All from Linton losing that ball, and when he put it in the path of Lazetic, it was going in the net. Thomas to Williams. Williams finds Mundell. Back to Gamble. May out to Tomlinson. Fletcher finds Richards. Richards comes forward. He's got Fletcher on the overlap. This looks promising. Can we do something with this? No, he's been tackled in the area. No penalty given, and it's gone out wide to Nyang. And Cardiff come forward again. We seem to be at 6s and 7s, and Morpedi is injured. And he's come off the woodwork, that one, I think. Free kick now on that far side. Ramsey swings it in. Gamble under that one again. Tilly, though. Fletcher, we can break out here if we're quick enough. Richards. Fletcher carries on his run, and he's done quite well. He's going to get into the area. He needs to get in here and do something. Yes! And Nathan Fraser puts it away. It's 1-1 after 42 minutes. Good individual play by Fletcher, really. Richards passed it to Fletcher. Fletcher had had it up until then. Fletcher kept going, cut inside, crossed it in, and Fraser had an open net. No more highlights in that first half. Half time comes. It's been a bit of a strange first half. We're probably in it, but not possession wise. We need to try and pick the possession up a little bit. 2 shots, 2 on target, 0.93, 33% of the possession. Cardiff have had 9 shots, 2 on target, 0.84, and 67% of the possession. Yeah, it's just unfortunate we had that injury to Johnny Smith early in the first half. A free kick just inside the Cardiff half. Ramsey had it again. Richards being a nuisance. And gone all the way back to the goalkeeper. And it's gone out wide here. And we need to be closing them down. And Nyang straight through Thomas. He hit that with some force. And Thomas couldn't hold it. And we go 2-1 down after 58. Not the start to the second half we'd hoped, having got back into the game. And with 58 minutes having them just scored that goal, we are going to make a couple of changes. Patrick Gamble is coming off. He's got a yellow card. He's not playing particularly well. And just a bit concerned about him. So we've taken him off and brought on Sass Davis. And then we've also taken off Romain Mundell, who is tiring quickly. And we've brought on Reagan Griffiths. Linton with a throw in to Williams. Deep in our own half. The ball launched forward. Fraser's there, but all he can do is head it on and nobody there. And Cardiff win the ball again. And here they are in numbers. Crossed a very deep cross. Nyang cuts it back. Linton's there. He heads it straight back into the danger zone. But we've thankfully cleared it up. That was swung out wide to Fletcher. Fletcher gets it forward to Fraser. Can he put this away? He can. He's second of the game. And he's second of the season. Suddenly he's found his scoring boots. And with 71 minutes on the clock, I think it is, we go 2-2. Good counter-attack again. Fletcher through to Fraser. Fraser commits the goalkeeper. Puts it in the corner. And with 72 minutes on the clock, making 2 more changes. Our final 2 changes. James Tilley's coming off. He's replaced by Omatoy, who prefers to be an inside forward, I think. My memory serves me right. And we've also taken off Josiah Linton, and he's been replaced by Harrison Burrows. And they have a free kick. It's swung in, but Thomas is there, catches it on the line. If he'd made a mistake then, would have been another goal down. As it is, he isn't. Launches a long ball looking for Fraser, but he's headed there. Richards is there, rather. Out wide to Omatoy, who's just come on. Griffiths back out to Omatoy, but not to do. Burries is behind him. Got a lot on that left flank now. A lot of new legs. Griffiths heads that down. May. I tried to find Fletcher, but it was a poor ball in the end, to be fair. And Sass Davis. He's already been booked. He's going to get sent off. I didn't realise he'd already picked up a yellow card, so he's got 2 yellow cards since he came on. That is pretty poor. Ah, dear. You don't have another central defender now either. We're going to have to put May down there. And Griffiths will have to go. Griffiths and Richards will have to go into midfield. Richards can play in midfield. And we'll put him as the Mazzala on attack. Or do we? No, probably a Mazzala on support. And then Griffiths, he can be the ball-winning midfielder on support. Right. Having sorted that out, down to 10 then as well, just to add a little bit of extra. We'll go positive. We'll come off the attack. If we can hang on to this 2-2 draw down to 10 men, I think we've done well. Cardiff with a throw-in on that far side. Everything Cardiff do now is going to be dangerous for us. And ball through the lines. Gone out wide to Nyang. Low. Finds Nyang again. And they're cutting us to pieces. Oh, good save by Thomas. Very good save. And they have a corner. And if we lose now, Thomas has come out and collected that. Very good. And he's got that one away quick. Can Fraser get there? Fraser can. Can Fraser make a hat-trick? He can. Oh, boys and girls. Woodies. And what a time for him to get on form. Just suddenly he's decided he can find the net. And Fraser does it. Mind you, Thomas was very, very quick here. Look at this. Fraser controlled it lovely. And beat the goalkeeper. And caught them at their own game. No more highlights. And we've snuck. And I mean snuck a win from under their noses. Goodness me, it looked like it was going to be a torrid time, and we had some bad luck, really. I mean, Harry Williams now has got a potential knee injury, which is not good news, because with suspension to Billy Sass Davis, we will be in trouble. But Nathan Fraser deciding he can score goals, and scored 3 on the same day, which I'm not complaining about, and has given us an unexpected 3-2 win. 6 shots, 6 of which were on target, 1.70 on the XG, 37% of possession. We never really regained any possession. They had 17 shots, 6 on target, 1.75, 63% of possession. It's a good day at the office. And maybe we found the right position for Ashley Fletcher as well, because he played an integral part in that game with Fraser on the right-hand side there. So maybe that's it. So from 5 games, we've got 7 points. I know there's a lot of teams around us who only play 4 games, so we could drop down the table a little bit. But not too bad a start. 2 wins. And that one really an unexpected one as it comes, but I'm not complaining in the slightest. Norwich and Sheffield with 100% records at the top at the moment. Then come Reading, Brentford, Middlesbrough, Coventry, Blackburn, and then ourselves, Buxton. Cardiff down in 17th. Birmingham, Ipswich and Sheffield Wednesday in the drop zone at the moment. Well, as they always say, good news and bad news. We'll start with the good news. The good news is Harry Williams is only going to be out for a couple of days. He should be back for the next game because we've got 2 weeks international break, I'm guessing, down to the West Brom game. So he should be back, which is absolutely grand news, especially with Sass Davis going to get a suspension now. But the bad news is Johnny Smith is going to be out for 3 to 4 months. He's not been played a lot of games, but I think what we'll do is we will send him to the specialist because it just might shorten it a little bit. Sass Davis is banned for 1 match. So he'll miss the next match, which is really, really annoying. And we also picked up a £5,000 fine for 6 yellow cards in that game against Cardiff. It was definitely a little bit tetchy, shall we say. Right, not too bad an episode. Poor start against Queen's Park Rangers, but then an unlikely win and our first 3 goals in 4 games from Nathan Fraser in the 3-2 win against Cardiff. We're going to play West Brom offline. And we are then going to come back for Watford and Reading. Watford again, of course, played Watford already in this series, but with Watford and Reading in the next episode as we continue our championship season. And of course, we'll do a roundup of what's happened at the end of the transfer window. Are we going to bring in some more players? I think we've got to, because clearly something is wrong. And I'm thinking might be a midfielder now. We need a real powerhouse in that central midfield. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That keeps you up to date with all future episodes of To Be a Legend and our other series, of course, Making Chelsea Stand Proud, and new series as they are released. If you want to keep up to date, the best way of doing it is to follow me on Twitter at Offside2. JustOffsideFM is... Did I say that right? I didn't say that right, did I? We'll try that again. If you want to keep up to date with what's happening on this channel and more, follow me on Twitter at JustOffsideToo. New episodes of To Be a Legend currently released every Monday and Thursday at 4:15 p.m. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you for the next episode. It will be out on Monday, episode 71. Have yourself a good weekend. And don't forget, the Chelsea save will be out same time tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.